But is there anything you guys took away from that match against Baisha that gives you hope this team is going to make a really deep run?
Well, their compound looks pretty good. The fact that they were able to challenge Baisha on that map is, I think, a pretty good sign. They have that. They did select on Kara against Baisha, which means they should be confident on that map as well. There's the Eagle Eye ban, by the way, so not going to throw in a curveball this time around.
Yeah, it's a bit of an unfortunate one, I would say, even though they're not quite as prepared on it. I would have loved to see them take a little bit more risk here and left it on the table. Pacific banning Mexico, not a huge surprise, I would say, coming out of them. It could be a pretty strong map for 3BL if it's left for them to pick, but 3BL, I'd expect maybe a port here in this situation. It's a map where they usually look pretty comfortable on, but I still think back to how Baisha was able to shut down Alucard on that A top, and that might be lingering in their minds a little bit here.
Right, especially because they would have started off on Blacklist, right, once again. And if Macta gets momentum on GR side, which is not unlikely to happen, especially Revenge is quite good in this map, it could be over very quickly. And yeah, they're going for the sport pick. I mean, it's quite a risky move, but maybe it pays off for them at least, yeah, today.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, already having played it, I believe, just the once. I'm not sure if they got to play it twice so far, but either way, you know, they got to play it, and they're already pretty comfortable on it, so they'll have to send it and see how it goes. Will we see the Black Widow coming through here for the side of Pacific? Maybe they go ahead and pick on Kara as well. I mean, they picked it against Baisha, obviously, so could pick that. You could pick Compound. You could pick Black Widow if you're feeling good on that. A lot of options here.
Yeah, I almost feel like if I'm Pacific here, maybe I don't pick Black Widow. Knowing they've got to make a deep run and go towards those best of fives, it might be a good opportunity for them to maybe bring in a map they want a little bit more practice under pressure on, since they know they're going to have to do more than just a confident Black Widow to take down one of these stronger teams. But you know what? They are going to go with that comfort pick of Black Widow, and now it's going to come down to these secondary bans to really decide how things end up. I wouldn't be surprised if after watching some of the previous games, 3BL maybe wants to avoid a compound here. I don't think they would do very well against Pacific on that map, but at this point, I don't know what the best case scenario would be for them. Maybe a sub-base since it's got that close quarters factor, but I feel like all three remaining maps have a pretty strong edge to Pacific.
Yeah, I feel like they should try to play sub-base as the last map, because usually the bigger the map, the better also the Filipino teams are. And I practiced quite a lot with Pacific Macta actually the last couple of years, because I was in the Philippines a couple of times. The strongest maps are usually Black Widow, Ankara, Compound, so they like to play big maps. So most likely they might ban Port, which one is left?
Yeah,
I mean sub-base. Yeah,
sub-base.
They would ban sub-base because it's obviously smaller than Compound, so that makes sense. Last map will be Compound. Yeah, they also look strong against Baisha on Compound, even though they lost this one. But yeah, it's again Baisha the best team on this specific map. I think it was a 6-10 scoreline, right? So not too bad against Baisha.
And now for 3BL, they're really going to have to stake their claim on this port map, because after that, you got Black Widow, Compound. And yeah, it's definitely big time comfort for the side of Pacific. And yeah, that's what happens. You get that first map pick. They did not win this map the last time out, but you just know that they are going to feel very comfortable on this one as 3BL. And just, they got to start from the Blacklist side though. So right. I'm going to be curious to see how these executions look, because they didn't look great the last time out.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a really tough one for them as well, because I feel like some of the teams gave 3BL those chances by playing a little bit too aggressive, but I feel like these teams actually have pretty core styles that match each other equally, and I don't think Pacific's that type of team to take unnecessary risks, which makes it even harder to play that slow game 3BL likes to play.
Right, I feel like it's really key, if you start off on a Blacklist on Port, you gotta win at least one of the first 3 rounds, otherwise the GR side always have the momentum. And yeah, it could look quite scary, because remember the match against Baisha from 3BL, Baisha was leading like 8-0, right, or 7-0. So this shouldn't happen once again. I mean, against Kara House, it was a close match, right? It was overtime, I believe. So 3BL is usually a strong team on port. I played against them also a couple of times on port, and they also beat my team a couple of times. So the executes are usually on point because they have Horus, one of the best entry fraggers from Crossfire West. So if they want to have a shot today on port, he needs to step up to the plate. I mean, Alucard was doing a great job on port so far, especially in clutch situation. This guy was on point. I remember this 1-on-4 clutch he almost got. So Alucard really looks sharp at this tournament.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting if he can perform again. I think they do have a chance here, but the BL side, very, very scary for them on this map, especially knowing they've got to deal with players like Aldrin and Revenge on the other side who are very good on their GR anchor positions here. So, but you can see they seem actually, I would say, the most kind of composed and excited that I've seen 3BL so far going into a match. They seem really calm and collected compared to their usual where I feel like on stage in their last match, they seemed kind of anxious and nervous, and I don't get a sense of any of that here.
Yeah, it's definitely a good look, and I would imagine that a bit of pressure is lost. You're already gone 0-2. You don't have a great shot at making it out. You do have to win today, but I think you do also have to say, okay, like, we're going to try our best, but also it's not the end of the world at this point. Even if we do win, it's not a guarantee. Let's just send it. Let's give it a go. Let's have some fun. And generally, when you have that kind of carefree attitude, it can help you. It can get rid of a lot of nerves. It can make you feel like you're playing at home and you're playing your game. So I'm hoping that we get to see a bit of that from the side of 3BL. They certainly need it in this matchup.
I expect slightly more from Justin, actually. I played against all of these members one-on-one matches when I was in Manila last year, and it felt like against Justin is really tough. I feel like Justin is one of the best AKs in the Philippines. He was playing quite decent so far, but I feel like he also has kind of star player potential. So maybe he will step up today.
Yeah, it would be nice to see him have a really strong map. I feel like with just the other players on this roster, he's kind of overlooked a lot as a player on this specific roster, but I feel like just because he's one of those younger players coming into this team, he's probably the one we might see the most of in the future, knowing some of these other guys are getting kind of close to the end of their pro careers.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how he does develop as a player in this region. Not sure what the delay is, but it looks like we should almost be ready to get into port, as you know, just finalizing some stuff, making sure all the settings are correct and that we have selected the right map and all that good stuff. So yeah, still a lot of smiles on the side of 3BL, which is nice to see given the situation. Port, definitely a map that yeah, it's going to be hard to get a good start on the Blacklist side. We saw some of the stats definitely very favored towards GR, but you know, hopefully that comfort can get them across the line and give them enough against this team. It's also going to be interesting to follow Pacific's story. They've already done really well so far. They had at least the best performance against Baisha that any team has had so far in this group. I mean, it's been not a lot of chances for teams to fight up against Baisha, but at least looked pretty good there, and it gives you some excitement to see just how far this team from the Philippines is going to make it.
Yeah, I guess while we're waiting here, Seven, one thing I was curious about from your perspective, you know, Pacific hasn't had to tackle a Brazilian team in this group. Given that could be a potential first-round playoff for them, do you think they've got a good chance going against one of these Brazilian lineups, assuming that's probably where they might lean into in their first-round quarterfinal matchup?
I think I look much stronger than Vincent Gaming so far, even though Vincent got a 2-0. And against Imperial, it might be a 50-50 match, but anyway, we hop into our first map, which is port. 3BL from Egypt against Pacific Macta from the Philippines.
Yeah, it's going to be do or die here for 3BL, potentially their last match of CFS, and for Penguin, potentially the last match of his pro career here. So it's going to be a tough opponent to overcome for that, but hey, at least they get their map choice to kick off this series, so we'll see if they can win it.
Yeah, the pressure is on. The map has started as we do hop on to port here. 3BL starting from the BL side, as it was their map pick. Of course, everything kind of going according to the way they generally do. Totson back in this spot. He was always playing this spot the last time we saw out on this map as well. And this matchup is going to be kind of interesting. You mentioned how Pacific Macta, definitely not a team to get over aggressive, definitely a kind of slow and steady play style, but also 3BL very similar. So which Tortoise is going to end up in the lead at the end of this race? I do wonder. Might have a lot of these rounds kind of just slinking on by. Unless someone wants to make a big splash, Aldrin is kind of poking his head out just a little bit, but nothing too big just yet.
Yeah, I mean, going into this tournament, I would have said 3BL is the slowest paced team, but then I remember in their previous match, Pacific was executing with 15 seconds on the clock, and that's almost unheard of at this level of competition. But it can be a bit of a hindrance depending on how it goes for you. But this time it's going to be Totson who goes down right away, but Hunt actually a decent response there. Gets the one tap onto Aldrin, and now they can work their way into the A bomb side. But they don't know ZYK is playing underneath, and look at this hold from ZYK in Revenge. It's a complete shutdown as ZYK finds the triple.
Yeah, nice 3PC from ZYK. Perfect rotation from the in-game leader from Pacific Macta. Also good info play from Aldrin into a connector.
Yeah, they didn't have too much information, but this is the rotation you were talking about. Just hopping out, supporting up top as well, and then just firing down onto Alucard, not allowing him to take any 1v1s essentially. So yeah, really just came down to that. I think that extra couple, 2-3 seconds with Aldrin poking out and getting the early information helps, and then everybody's in position to stop that one. A little bit worrying for 3BL that the push was just handled that quickly and that easily. Not even sure that they got a single kill, but at the end of it all, yeah, pretty early read from Pacific Macta, and it put an easy stop to that push.
It is pretty interesting, though, to see Penguin actually initially had the Alm in hand at the start of the round, tosses it back to Alucard, but I like the idea, maybe trying to change things up positionally and catch them off guard, but 3BL going to go ahead and go into the A connector with the majority of their team. Nice little nade over the top, almost catches ZYK all the way. He's down to 6 HP. He actually gets taken down there through the wall as well by Totson. Look at the repeat from Aldrin, almost getting that trade. The nade could potentially finish the job, but Totson getting out of there just in time.
Yeah, it's a good play from 3BL. If you are going to push up and peek through mid, generally bring a couple people because you never know. We saw Cara House doing this a lot where they're just, you got Lucas on the side, you got Shady up top, and they're just consistently over and over peeking you. And just to have a big squad there to be ready for it is going to be nice. They get a pick of their own. And now they are going in onto B, throwing in a flash over the top. and being not quite able to land the shot, but Justin is strong on the backside as he picks up 2, and he will defend this pretty much alone. Very nicely done from Justin on the defense.
Yeah, I mean, already a triple kill here. Alucard left in the 1-on-2. He's kind of pinched, and he does not know it here, but he still hits the shot onto Justin anyways. Revenge trying to take this one back, but it's Alucard who gets the 1-on-2. Another great clutch from this guy, and he could be one of those key elements in bringing this into a very close matchup.
A great 2PC from Alucard, definitely the best player for 3BL at this tournament so far. But also a nice 3-piece from Justin here, as you can see. Like I mentioned before this match, in my opinion, one of the best AKs in the Philippines, which he proved in this situation.
Yeah, really a good start there from Justin on the round. I was actually surprised Alucard was able to catch him off guard. I thought Justin actually was going to get the 4K in that situation, but we could be seeing a little bit of a cheeky boost we don't see too often on this map. I get what they're going for here. There's a little tiny angle you can see over the top of that wall if you get it right, but some of these boosts can be pretty hard to hit very, very quickly. ZYK again, though, starting off this round down to 7 HP already. Last time they were able to finish him off through the double doors in mid, but this time he's going to back off completely.
Yeah, he's trying to get that extra information with a second Alm right down the middle, maybe trying to stop any aggression from the side of 3BL, but instead he nearly loses his life. And now, if you don't have much, you're not really going to be able to peek much at all. You can still hold on to the Alm, and they have maneuvered him over towards this B angle to see if he can maybe trade one and get out here. As you could see, nearly able to land that one, but not quite. but he gets the information at least. He's able to look down this long angle and then say, okay, there's at least a couple of members here from the side of 3BL. Grenade is not going to land. And ZYK staying alive with 7 health. Well, right as I say that, caster curse, and he's gone.
Yeah, taken down very quickly. And now 3BL thought they might commit off of that, but instead they go back into mid, which is not a good idea. Aldrin waiting for them, takes down Totson. Now they've got to go over towards A, but Aldrin, he's already rotating here towards A as well. Revenge will spot Penguin long. Can't hit the shots just yet. The flash gonna stall him out. Justin able to find one on the rotation. Make it a double kill. Revenge still a threat here, but he's just kind of the pawn in this situation. The rest of his team getting all of the kills. Alucard left in a 1 versus 4. He may have clutched it before, but this time around, it seems like an almost impossible task. Aldrin spots him, takes him down, and Pacific, they're right back in the lead.
Yeah, I felt like Revenge will go for a 3-piece here. The perfect positioning. But he doesn't even have to. Aldrin and also Justin helping him out with perfect rotation, both of them getting a 2K. So clean round for Macta here, 2-1 in favor of the Filipino team.
Yeah, definitely a very nice hold. It did feel a little bit predictable on the side of 3BL. Just going from mid straight over to that A-long. They have been pressuring over there. Penguin, nice pick off on a ZYK, who has been struggling in that position to stay alive. Has been the first one down in a couple of these rounds. Horace, okay, there you go. Going to be pressuring over here once again. Aldrin did this in the first round, looking for some extra information, potentially a pick, but if you go out this far, not sure that you're getting out. He does get the pick. Here's Totson, though. A little bit of damage as well, and he's just getting out of there.
Yeah, I mean, the fact he gets out of that one untraded is pretty insane, considering 3BL had 3 players that could have attempted to secure that kill, but that just shows you Pacific knowing exactly what they need to do on their defense to equalize and make that risk play when they need that. So it's going to be Aldrin. He wants to double down here. He's going for the A-long push again, and I actually don't think they're going to be prepared for this on the side of 3BL. There's nobody holding on to A-long. They've dropped the bomb, though, in spawn, so Aldrin could potentially just play this bomb position. Takes down 1, takes down 2. Aldrin with the perfect timing on that flank, and now it's going to be 3BL left in shambles.
Yeah, just playing them like a fiddle. He's able to get out there, get a free pick, backs away, immediately goes out again. Nobody spots him, gets a perfect flank on a 2, and it's basically just the Aldrin show in this round. Like, Penguin got that first kill in mid, and now he's just here. He's going to be able to peek out and get the early information of this push coming in. You can see that Alucard and Totson are trying to check all the angles, and they will probably take him out, but it is going to be 30 seconds now for the team to come over here. Justin has been fantastic in this spot. You can see the delay on the push as well, waiting for the smoke to bloom. Flashes over the top. The spray is coming through. Totson getting pretty low. That's a kill on Alucard as well, and Totson will go down. Grenade connects at the same time. Not even necessary, as the headshot from MVA will do the trick.
A classic play from Aldrin towards long A, but also nice 2-piece from Matsero. I would love to see this first headshot onto Alucard. Was probably a 1-click, because it's not so easy to hit this shot from GR base towards long A. Especially Alucard Zapper Rifle, obviously. He had the advantage from this position, but Matsero denies him.
Yeah, I really liked on that hold as well, Justin. That flash he threw on the last 2 players on long gave the perfect rotation timing over to MVA to make sure that he could be on site to secure that round. But Horace, he actually gets the opener this time around. Takes down Revenge, and finally they've got the numbers to work with. But as we've seen, Aldrin so far in this matchup really good at taking those numbers right back. He's already 8-3 in the first 4 rounds.
Actually, 3BL always gets edge pick, right? Once again, up numbers, but for some reason they just can't close out these rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they get 3 picks here. I mean, nothing's really happening. There's just a couple of members of Pacific Macta hanging out, getting double peeked. The first one was, of course, Horace just with the quick headshot over at B. But yeah, now it's 5 against 2. You should just, you know, pick up the bomb, go to a site. And that they will. Justin trying to get this long angle once again is doing a decent amount of damage. but still the numbers are against him. MVA is behind them, trying to get the angle, not able to hit the shot, and Penguin with the quick flick. It's going to make this 5v1 looking good for 3BL to take it down, and that they will.
Yeah, just a really solid round from them, especially on the entry frags. Knowing ZYK was going to be consistently in that mid position, they take him down pretty easily. Aldrin on A as well, Revenge. They were just perfectly set up to make sure they took all of those fights 2-on-1. And now Pacific, I think they have to play a little bit more calculated on their GR side. I feel like ZYK especially has kind of been overcommitting to that fight in mid.
I totally agree. I feel like ZYK was kind of getting greedy after getting this free piece in his first round. Now we see the different setup here from PM towards bomb side B. For some reason, Ho is the only one committing towards this B area. I think this could be a crucial mistake, trying to take over B control with no backup at all.
Yeah, I mean, Revenge getting the follow-up as well. This time, the picks going completely the way of Pacific Macta. You can see here, though, Justin and Revenge taking a lot of damage in the process, so it's not an unwinnable one for 3BL just yet, but I think they looked at what happened last round and tried to do it again, but a little bit more solo and how they were pushing through. But Penguin is going to be rewarded for that one. Takes down Revenge. They still have to scoop up the bomb and commit towards this site, though. You can see Alucard wants to take the fight towards B, but there's already two players here for Pacific. It's going to be Justin who jump spots him from the back of site, and Alucard, he's just going to back off.
Yeah, this is going to get pretty interesting in this round, 3v4. 3BL has generally been in the lead, but actually, Penguin going to tie it up once again, getting a lot of value here through mid. Now he's just charging in with the Colt, not going to get the kill this time around, only landing the one shot. And now, 3BL, the other two guys, going to try to push into B as Penguin is making noise in the backside of this one. Alucard poking his head out as Justin gets some help from ZYK. Will they be able to stop this one? 43 seconds. Nice flick there from Alucard. And it's ZYK up against Alucard. It will be ZYK at the end of the day to clear out the site.
Yeah, really solid stuff there from ZYK, especially on that rotation in. And this is where I think Pacific is so hard to go up against on this GR side. The rotations are just so smooth. They know exactly what they want to do. You can tell they've already pre-planned what their game plan is going to be on those retake situations, and they don't really have to think about it. They just always set up to trade perfectly as they retake the bomb sites. And meanwhile, 3BL, you can see Alucard and Penguin, they're having a pretty decent game so far, but they need the rest of this team to step up. It's not really something you see too often with Hunt and Horus both kind of sitting towards the bottom of the scoreboard for this team.
Yeah, you can tell like the rotations from Macta look quite similar to AJ and Baisha, which is probably why they always practice with them, right? So they really got some good practice in the last couple of months, because I talked to Revenge, and yeah, I mean, it's the best practice, right? If you play against the best teams constantly every week, at some point you just adapt and have a similar play style.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to get prepared for this, and you can tell the improvements they've made even from the Vietnam Invitational up to now, so we'll see if it's enough to keep them out in front here. Revenge gonna get challenged, the counter flash comes out over the top. He's gonna spot the first kill, gets the second kill. Does he know the third's on the ladder? No, he does not. Totson's still able to take control of the site, but with Revenge finding two, it should set up this retake pretty nicely. Aldrin kind of just sitting behind this smoke, waiting for this full rotation to come through, and this is the patience that could net Pacific the round. Justin already flanking A long, but Penguin, he is somehow ready for that player to be there. Aldrin still gonna help trade things out with ZYK and Alucard. He's all alone, there's no way out, and Pacific take the round.
Yeah, good response from Pacific, just waiting patiently, wait until everybody gets there in position, waiting for the flanks as well. Penguin did a good job to get that one guy on the flank. Also, Revenge starts with him, right? This quick one, and then the kill. He doesn't know about the third guy, but he had already done his job from a top. And then from there was a relatively easy cleanup for Pacific Macta. Only 2 rounds here on the Blacklist side from 3BL. They'd love to get at least one more on the Blacklist side of Port to keep things relatively competitive. Let's see if they can do that.
Yeah, I think the execute would have worked out if they maybe have one more rifle rushing with them. I mean, Alucard's always long AF Zapper rifle. Doesn't have too much impact when they're trying to execute. I mean, now at least he gets the pick.
Yeah.
But
You
before
spoke it into existence there.
right, yeah. Right.
Very nice stuff, though, from Alucard. And now we'll see if they can hang on. They've had a lot of rounds that start off with them getting this 5-on-4, but it just seems like on the execution, they're not sure how they want to clear site as a team. And that's where I think 3BL really needs to figure out what they want to do here a little bit more comfortably. You can see they're setting up for their kind of standard peek onto the A bomb site. Nobody on the top of it, but Aldrin playing on the back of the A staircase here, trying to just set up for that utility and the retake. But look at CYK, the reverse jump over the mid-bridge, catches them off guard. He's able to find one out of that, but I feel like most people wouldn't even attempt that.
Yeah, that was kind of a madman play. Didn't necessarily have to do that, but was trying to get the drop on them if they were going to push into A. Does get the one, spots multiple people back there. So Aldrin going to play this one very safe. But down to only 3 members, they don't have a significant defense on this A site right now. So Aldrin just kind of waiting for his team to come in, looking for that quick pick. He does get Horus, catches Totson, who doesn't seem to look down at him, which is kind of confusing. Justin also getting the long kill. Another one goes to Aldrin. They totally cleaned them up, even down a member.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really tough situation now. I mean, this is 3BL's pick in the series, and knowing Black Widow is on the way, and this is already what we're seeing. It is a very scary place for 3BL to actually recover from, because, I mean, even going into the GR next 2 rounds is nowhere near enough, but I think it's just coming down to the firepower difference. I mean, Aldrin's on 12. You've got Revenge not even having to do anything spectacular here because Aldrin and ZYK are really leading this one.
I feel like Aldrin is so far the decisive player in this matchup. Last round, insane 2-piece here on A side. And yeah, I think if 3BL won't win this round, I don't have much hope left for them on this map. And then, like you said, Kyle, they will play Black Widow as a second map. So unlikely to see a comeback for the Egyptian team.
Yeah, it's rough. I think Penguin is having a good day. He's playing pretty well. I think some of the calls have been fine, and he's been getting a lot of nice little pickoffs himself. So perhaps that retirement buff coming in a little bit early. We'll have to wait and see how the rest of this map is going to play out, though. Let's see if they can get this last round. Could be pretty critical. Nice grenade there onto Aldrin to start them off, but it does look like bit of a push into B. Will they see MVA or expect this is the other question.
I feel like Ho is checking this angle, right? Does he spot him? I'm not sure though.
Yeah, he's definitely going to see, depending on the angle, you can definitely see their feet at the bottom. Horus knows exactly what's up here. He's going to take him down, but the trades go in favor of Pacific regardless. A 2-for-1 as they come out on the site. They try and just rush the plant, but Justin gets the double kill. Revenge gets it done. And that is a 7-2 half, but I feel like 3BL, they had the right idea. Horus, he gets the kill for free on the player on the boost, but then they just overextend and rush the plant.
The big question for me is, why was Hunt trying to plant the bomb? Totally unnecessary. Like Macta is known for the fast rotations, just take some good positioning first on site before you try to plant the bomb. And it was even 3 versus 4 situation, right? Doesn't make too much sense here to rush the bomb plant.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit confusing there for sure. Hunt and Penguin do go fast into mid and through the B tunnels, and they do catch a couple of people along the way. Pacific Macta, they looked good on the GR side, but, you know, definitely seems to be comfort for both of these teams on that one. Let's see what they can get going here on the BL side. Is Aldrin going to poke out? He has just been on the hunt in this entire map, 13-4. And just mowing people down, not even necessarily, you know, tapping on heads or anything like that. He's just coming out and outplaying people. Penguin taking a bit of damage, but so does Justin. 3v4 much more manageable here for Pacific.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to now. Pacific, they're trying to find that secondary pick. They really want to challenge onto Penguin, who just hides in the back of spawn. But Justin on the wraparound has a chance, but it's a good response from 3BL. They find themselves 2 kills, but look at Revenge here, just playing with his food at this point. But actually, this could be ideal if they get out together, but no! Revenge gets both kills. Somehow nobody spots him. And this is Pacific about to steal this round away, potentially. Totson's only got half HP.
Classic sneaky play from Revenge here. For some reason, Alucard didn't spot him. I didn't know what went there wrong.
Just kind of snuck into that corner, and Alucard not looking the right way. I mean, you're not really going to be looking behind you if you didn't see him get there in the first place. As now Totson, he's just trying to cover the bomb, but Revenge has gone all the way around. Totson not looking the right way, and not having a lot of coverage there from behind Revenge. A big round, just getting the drop on 3 people for free.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't let that happen if you're 3BL. It's everything you needed to have a good round go your way, but the sneak past Alucard is really what gave him this chance to get the double kill, because neither one of these players, Penguin and Alucard, had any idea he was on the top of A. So I like the patience there, not immediately going for that kill, but now it's going to be Totson who gets a triple kill in the B tunnels. Revenge just stuck here, and it doesn't matter. Totson gets the quad.
Insane 4 PC from Totson. Remind me of kind of CY, playing the same angle. Finally, Totson stepping up because he also had a quiet tournament so far.
Yeah. I guess he was pretty disappointed after the last round, and he decided to take out his anger in the next one. Just great positioning and timing there as Pacific Macta are running at him. They're going to go for it again, or considering it, throwing a couple frags forward, but not committing to the play just yet, as they feel the pressure. 3BL are here, but Hunt, they've got the crossfire. This time it's Hunt's turn with the spray. Aldrin does pick up the 1, but also takes a heaping helping of damage himself.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I like the strategy here they're doing in the B tunnels. It just seems like they're kind of W keying and trying to intimidate their way to a win, but I feel like the rounds haven't been one-sided enough for that to work here against 3BL, especially on the GR side. For 3BL, this is actually a pretty good side and map for them to try and at least make this a close game from, but I feel like if Pacific plays a little bit more calculated and moving forward, they should be still in a really good position to close this one out.
Yeah, absolutely. 3BL just got to hold on for dear life as Pacific Macta considering going in onto A. Flash early here from Alucard, who has not seen Revenge. Maybe he did now. He absolutely did. Has some firing coming out early. Alucard with the jump shot is going to pick that one up. It's only Aldrin and ZYK. He's not going to hit this one. ZYK staying alive behind that box, trying to challenge Alucard. And now the rest of the team that has rotated over here. ZYK with no real way out. He hits the headshot through the box. And now over the top, Aldrin trying to go for the flank. It's not going to work out as 3BL will hold on.
A great hold from Alucard here on A side. I still feel like Macta should change their approach on Blacklist, playing a little more reserved. I think they want to force it here. I mean, leading 8-2, playing a little bit too aggressive here, not even using good flashes to take B control room. And I mean, 3BL have good, they're having good setup, so it doesn't make too much sense to force it here towards long B.
Yeah, and we can see even still here in this round, they've got 3 players in the B tunnels. Revenge wants to take this fight alone. Smoke going to make that pretty much impossible unless he gets perfect timing here. You can see he was playing for that spot on the cross, doesn't exactly hit the shots, and now the rest of his team working their way towards the A bomb site. Alucard is kind of left here on an island, but he's had a pretty good game so far, so maybe he'll be able to lock it down if this push comes through.
Yeah, a lot of smokes in mid from both sides, so kind of a lack of information. They still have a couple of guys on the side of 3BL just trying to hold this angle and be ready to support on A. Big challenge into the B tunnels early on means that you know there's no pressure for now coming in there, and you can leave Hunt to watch the angle, and a big shift over towards the A site. Let's see if Pacific Macta do commit to it, as there's still a lot of time, and as we know with Pacific on BL, they could wait another minute before they even begin to push. So let's see. I mean, they have 3 guys up in the connector going sideways to A. Will they actually commit to it?
Quick collision here in the B tunnels could be enough to force the rotation out of 3BL as well. ZYK just lurking here. Actually gives them so much value now that he has this positioning. But look at Horus here on the back of ladder. Are they going to be prepared for this position? Yes, they are. Alucard good for 1, but it doesn't matter. Justin gets the double kill. Justin looking for the triple. Aldrin on it for the support, and now Hunt is left alone. 1 versus 2. The bomb getting planted. Justin should have the swing on Hunt, but Hunt, what a shot there, takes him down. And now it is Aldrin versus Hunt for the round, but Aldrin, the veteran, gets it done and moves his team on to map point.
I feel like 0K got the crucial kill yet in big connector, forcing the rotation because Alucard was ready to defend this A side and then rotated towards GR base. So great play from the IGL here. Also having a good match here with just 11 kills on the board here. So good stuff from CYK, who's not known as one of the mad fraggers for Macta, but yeah, so Fai's doing a great job.
Yeah, I mean, the IGL's both playing pretty well in this one, I would say. Penguin on 14, but not this time around. It's going to be a tough one for him. He goes down to Revenge. Justin takes down Hunt, and already they've got a 5-on-3 advantage as they work their way towards the B bomb site. This could potentially be their last hope here on port.
Yeah, Revenge just kind of sending it with the M4. There are so many guys over there, and Totson, he gets the bad news that, yeah, they were coming on hard and fast. And I think that, you know, trying to play with the pace, good job from Pacific Macta. They come in, and now it's all up to Alucard. He's done it in the past, not this time. Congratulations to Pacific Macta for their win on port.